I was about to start yapping. I was like, wake up, wake up with this soon, the walk out, get me out of here.
Well, we are back. Uh, can't even remember. Time's been going by so much, but maybe we had a podcast last Tuesday. I can't remember at this point. Nope, it was
Nope.
2 weeks ago. Okay. Then overall, we had a lot to go over for this last weekend, not so much the weekend before. And as you may have seen, if you see any of our posts, we do have a couple of special guests that will be joining us this evening for their experience over at the CCS down in Atlanta. Thankfully, it was back in Atlanta. It was the big 50K Invitational. And we did have a group of people go down for the LCQs that they did to get into that event. So, yeah. How are you boys doing?
Great.
Ready? Getting ready next week. Traveling to Cali, LCQs, Continentals for DJ.
Yeah, a week from today, Al and I will be at the Oogie Boogie Bash.
That's gonna be super
at
fun.
this time, actually. And so, super excited about that.
The Oogie Boogie Bash starts at 5:30.
I don't know. That's an ask.
Well, we'll be there at 3. Technically, you get into the park at 3 with a ticket to that, and then it starts around like 6. So, yeah, it'll be about to be starting that.
I don't even know what it really
No,
is.
I has no idea. He's just like, I'm there for the ride.
Yep.
My wife, I have to go.
What's free?
we don't know. But yeah. So none of us went. What did you boys get up to this last weekend? Mainly just testing.
Yep.
Lots of testing. Lots of watching Melee.gg for bracket updates. Watch the Lumatier stream to watch it live. You know.
D23 updates.
Yep. CCQ and D23 updates. We could talk about that last. I think we talk about that last because we have people waiting to get in. But we could talk about that last. That'd be something to where we could maybe loop everybody in and like talk about it.
Season of Villainy. Woo.
Season of Villainy is very alive, and there's a lot of news. A lot of news we're going to talk about. That's I think is very, very, very good for the game. So
yeah,
so excited. But yeah, I know we have our first guest coming on in. And that's going to be Daniel, one of our new recruits to the travel team for Team OHANA. Joined some of the crew down to the LCQ. And I won't spoil anything. Daniel, how did CCS go for you?
It went pretty good. At least the pods went good. Not as much the tournament, but
we'll start with the pods. What was the breakdown of how the pods were ran? How did you get in to the main event from these pods?
Yeah, so when we got there, we weren't like 100% sure how like all of it was going to go. When we got there, we all had write out deck list, and then they just had like a line, and then they were writing out brackets, like 8 people at a time on like pieces of paper and starting the pods.
Man, they do that old school.
Yeah.
So the first pod, actually, Hillary and Chris ended up in the same pod because they didn't know that's how it worked.
Oh, that's scary.
So then me and Tanya, we made sure that we were far apart.
That's what I was about to say. You could almost be like, all right, I think I could take those guys. Let me pop in line right there.
I was looking around and like Gabe was 2 people behind me. So I was like, I hope he's not in my pod. He ended up being
I would just start counting 7 people and just be like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I heard that somebody said that they were floating the idea that you could just pay full for all 8 seats and just like buy your way in, basically.
Hillary said that at the end of the day, one of the judges or someone like told her that was like something that you could do, but you weren't supposed to tell people or something. But
that's
crazy. Confident in your ability that you.
I would have done it.
Hey,
the math? What's the math on that?
There was one dude that got in on 6 pods. So like that's still $100 less than buying out the whole pod, but
and then I think Freddie we'll talk about probably Freddie when we talk about Manifest when we get joined later.
He played in 5.
He played in 5, and then he made top 16, got the 450, made his money back. So,
Huh.
Freddie.
Freddie.
Freddie and 5.
400 is it would have been $400 to just buy your way in, and then like if you top 16, you make your money back. If you don't,
I think
you had fun.
But
After 3 pods, Freddie was like, "If I don't make it in the morning, I'm just going to try to slip him 100." And then
that's a good way. Just put me in, man.
Oh man,
but
yeah.
So what was your pod like? What was the breakdown?
In my pod, I was playing Europe Ball, and then there was 1 aggro, 1 steel song, 1 amber song, 1 red purple, and then there was 2 red purples and 2 Yerples.
Gotcha. And you managed to take your pod down playing a unique Yerpul list.
Very unique Yerpul list.
And I have that ready to be shared here. So we got it on Dreamborn. This is the list that you played in your LCQ pod for CCS. So some very spicy picks that we've never seen before in any other list in this. How'd it feel? Any cards that overperformed or that you felt were standouts in some of your matchups?
I saw Sven I played, it was 3, 2, and 3. So I saw Sven in 5 of my 8 games.
Wow.
Okay.
The one of Sven. He helped a lot.
I think
Nice.
Sven feels like OD right now. I think just like it's like really one of the only playable challenge like rush characters besides like maybe Terran, and then also being just like a 5/3 when he challenges makes him like crazy because he gets to eat exerted Milos and pretty much anything else that's like super advantageous besides Philip, right?
Yeah. And then Luisa soloed 1 game against the Steel Song that I played in the finals.
Jeez.
They like shifted and just quested a Lilo, and then I was able to like kill 2 characters just because they did it with a Luisa shift.
Yeah. There is one notable card missing from your list, as Tanya's pointing out in the chat.
Yeah.
You elected to play no 5-cost Hades. Give me the logic behind that.
I was talking to Garrett we went and got Hibachi the night before, and he talked me into Ursula over Hades just because like on the draw, like when you're playing it and your opponent lets you draw 2 guards, it's not really helping on the board. Whereas like if you play the Ursula, it helps against evasives, and it's just like a 4/5 body.
At any point during any of your matches, did you think Hades would have helped me, or you played your 3 matches in your pod and you were like, I never missed it?
No. Every time my opponent played Hades against me, I just let him draw 2, and then I was just winning the board. So
Okay.
Feel like it's interesting because I just feel like Hades is like such a matchup breaker into like the purple mirror. Like any other like purple deck, if you can just like you're able to like establish solid board control, put them on just like 1 or 2 cards, and then Hades one of the cards. Like 9 times out of 10, they're making you draw, and like that gives you all the advantage you need to like keep pushing the throttle down. So I just think it's interesting.
it is like in the when I made it into the 50K, like there was a time where I went like 31 cards without drawing a Demona, but like if I had Hades, then I could have like drawn a couple extra.
Yeah.
DJ Big Russ, I agree with no Hades.
Yep.
But overall, in the pod, it felt really good. And then like even like I ended up going 0-3 drop in the 50K, but like I didn't feel like Hades was like
I was gonna say
miss at a ton.
Yeah, Hades would have. You don't think Hades would have been like, oh, I won because of it?
No, like my first 2 rounds in my in the 50K, if I just like draw Demona, then I like have a better chance of winning. But
Gotcha.
I just think it's interesting how polarizing that card is, because if you look at like the list from the CCQ, I think the guy that won was on like 4 or 3.
I think they were both playing it because I was looking at their list.
Yeah, he was on
4.
So it's just like interesting to see. At CCS, we're seeing lists with none potentially. Maybe I don't know about Barber's list, but
Barber's, and then there was another Yerpul that was in top 8. He was playing them. I don't know how many, but he said that he wasn't listening to Garrett.
Europe gang, Barber right there, top 8.
Yep. And then you got Europe Game, Purple by Dylan Crowley.
I'm just curious if they're like, see, he's on 4 Hades. So it's just like, seems like it's interesting that how like, because I definitely have felt that way about Hades, where I'm just like, this card kind of sucks. Like late game when you're like top decking, trying to find answers to things, and you find a Hades, you're like, cool. I'm gonna play this Hades. They're gonna let me draw 2 cards, and I've already spent all my ink to play the Hades, so it's like feels pretty bad. But I also just feel like it's such an important card for like establishing second star singers if you're on second star, like because most of the time you just like play it, do the thing. If they tuck the card, like it's insulated. If they don't, you're like, okay, do you have an exert? If not, I get to sing second star. So I don't know. I think it's a very interesting debate to have potentially for deck building.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Another card that you didn't have was Raging Storm. Do you feel like you would have benefited from that?
I don't think so. I'm personally not the biggest Raging Storm fan, but like I played against someone in the mirror with it, and I just 2-0'd them because like when they have it, then like you just make you can't eat book because book's really good, and then you just like become more of the aggro and just like have steady card draw with books and Demonas.
Gotcha.
And then
also like if they ever get one stuck in their hand, it just makes their Demonas worse.
And then after your experience and I guess further testing after the event, or if you did any side events, is there anything about your list that you would go back and change, just to make considerations for the meta?
Like
I know both of your losses were to red. 2 of your first 2 losses were to red purple, right?
Well, I lost to red purple, and then I actually lost to green steel.
Oh, gotcha.
In the 50K. Just like it was like both game 3s where like I'm ahead on board, and then I just draw air and like no Demonas, and my opponent draws cards getting back in the game.
Gotcha. No, so I also just don't see. I'm also just seeing you're not on a horseman strikes either. So it's just like no electing to play besties over horseman strikes, which is just like another decision. I think it's some people find besties to be like one of the best cards in the format, and then some people don't think it's one of the better cards because
with the Ursulas you have like more evasive answers, and then like sometimes against like matchups that don't have evasives, or even if like you're playing against green steel and like their only evasive on board is like a Pegasus or a like White Rabbit, it feels kind of bad in your hand.
Yeah, I just know that the green steel matchups, like in my opinion, I feel like it's very 50-50 if they have a ton of evasives or not. So like I personally enjoy horseman strikes, and then I'm also on some tech that we saw in Garrett's list that's making horseman strikes even more advantageous in my current build. So no, I was just curious.
Yeah, and then you have the four drop package. I feel like gets very crowded as far as ratios of what you end up putting in, because I've seen some people play 0 to 2 or 3 max of spin. So some of those ratios can really make or break your curve going into Demona, especially if you get clunked up with some of these bigger uninkable cards, which I've seen happen quite often. But yeah.
Not for me.
Not for you. Okay.
Nope. I'm on Barber. I'm on the high roll grind. I want double Raging Storm and second star. We're getting there.
Just today, I was like, I heard,
no,
where are all my good cards? Like, whatever.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, that never happened.
That was Chris, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
It might have been Chris, honestly. Yeah, he was on Cauldron. Yeah.
Cauldron, double Raging Storm.
He was like, where's my Demona? You inked 4 of them, bro. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Then that was definitely Chris.
Yeah.
I guess we could ask you, since you went to the event with Yerple, how do you feel about Dale? Because I feel like Dale is like really solid into the aggro matchup, and it kind of helps the mirror as well because it's just such an awkward card to deal with. I feel like it's not as good into like any of the red decks like yellow red or red purple, just because they have red alert, which helps out that pretty quick. But
I haven't practiced Dale at all on the list, and then I didn't play against anyone that was playing Dale.
gotcha. I like Dale.
I do agree. Like playing against the aggro deck, it is like a very awkward card to deal with because like you can't boost it at all with Gaston unless you like have 2 of the Gustons out. But
yeah, or like because I know some people are also not playing a long way and they're just on like a 4-4 split of Luisa and Rafiki, so it makes it really awkward to try to boost it at all. And then if you don't have it yourself, you're usually having to trade like an Isis or Tigger into it, and then that's like feels bad.
Yeah. And then if you don't have the 4-4 out, you're sitting there with like the 3-4s, and you like can't deal with it.
Yeah,
without,
exactly.
Like double trading. So
yeah, so
Yeah,
I think it's an option to look into.
I was gonna say the 3-4 stat line, I feel like started feeling a lot worse.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was like
recently.
another consideration to not run the Hades was just like the 3-4 stat line, because like after you play it, it's just sitting there with like 3-4.
and I've seen a bunch of people trying different things. Like that could have been the Demona 4/6 Challenger 2. I've seen people playing Nakoma, which is a 4/6 vanilla, just to like have that awkward stat line and be able to answer Dales in this deck without having to sacrifice a character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting because over the weekend there were a lot of lists that did well, and they were all kind of mixing up like ratios, certain cards being not even present. And definitely when it comes to the top end, some going way harder into the Raging Storm, Black Cauldron, Second Star package, and then some just going mainly all character based.
They're not greedy. It's just plain power cards. Those are strong. Those are like literally. When we talked to Garrett later, he literally admitted like it was to Barber and was like, if you find either of your Raging Storms in our matchup, I lose the game.
Yeah, so, he was digging for it too.
Yeah, and he was digging hard for it. He dug like
Barber
11
saw
cards
half his deck.
Yeah,
like in like game 3, saw half his deck and was like, I didn't have it. So
yeah. But we got to kick you out of here so we can transition into, our other newest recruit came on at the same time as you and Fluffco, but performed better than 03. So we're going to lock in with Dominic next.
All right. Thank you, Daniel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh boy.
That was me.
Say something.
Something?
Something?
Oh, I can't hear you. Give me 1 second.
No.
Good.
I need to put the headphones on.
Oh.
Just to get.
You guys saw how big his head was?
17 head. He looked like he was bald just like you.
Technical difficulties. Stand by.
Waiting for our shark popsicle connoisseur to get in here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Funding the entire industry right there.
Goats are usually eating grass and topping tournaments, not dealing with technology. So
fair.
He has to find his headphones.
Oh no!
I gotta get some new headphones. Mine, like,
let's pull up his list. Violets are green. Did he actually? Oh yeah, he did name his.
He did. It was actually
the German engineering.
Yeah, the list that showed at first, Inkdex was having some issues. That deck list was insane.
Oh yeah, it was green still items, right?
We told him to keep it
like
it was like MacGuffin. Lord Dingwall.
It's because of his handwriting. If he had to write it out, that's what it was.
Also, all these cards in his deck are 4s. They just couldn't tell what the number actually was.
Mm-hmm. So they just put random things in there. They're like, what does this say? Just add cards. Okay.
Yeah. No, I quit building out his Dreamborn list from his deck.
I told him just to start letting me print it, and he still doesn't do it. He's like, I want to write it out.
As long as he sends me the deck list on Dreamborn afterward, no, I don't care.
I saw him have his headphones. He just left.
It's over, Des.
He most likely.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm back. What's up? Hello.
Yeah, that's
What's up?
Dom.
What
All right,
did I
Dom.
miss?
We're just talking about your Lord Dingwall Greensteel location deck.
Oh
that
yeah.
was originally showing. That's what everybody thought when they saw top 4 Greensteel. They were like, "Yep, locations, we're in there."
It's funny because they definitely had my list. Because so for top 16, because this is my first like big top cut, they gave us like the list, like they printed it out, and so we can give it to our opponent, and they had it right. So I don't know how they get that wrong, but
Yeah, they definitely couldn't take your handwriting.
yeah.
That's the tech. If he handwrite and then handed it to someone, they'd be like, I can't read this.
That's true.
For
That's
sure.
true.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
But overall, Dom, how did you even get to this 50K invitational and give the people that don't know the scoop on how you qualified for this 50K invitational?
All right. Let's start the journey back in September. So everyone, you guys, Team OHANA, I was still like getting more into competitive. I was still becoming better friends with everyone on the team. And they were like, oh, let's go. We're going to CCS. And I'm like, oh, can I come? And it's like, oh, yeah, sure. It was really cool. It was my first like big tournament. It was more than like 50 people, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no expectations. It was fabled. They were testing at Al's house. They were like, red purple Dumbo is cracked, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna play. I was trying blue steel. I'm like, this kind of sucks. Blue steel's always ass. And then Tanya was like, here, play what I played, illusion, purple steel, and it worked out. I went 6-3, got some points, and then we went back in what was it, December, and I was like, let me play purple steel now. I mean, not purple steel, red purple, because I like tempo, and I went 7-2. Didn't make the top cut because of tiebreakers, because reasons anyways. So I was like, okay, I'm looking pretty good. I was like 33rd in the leaderboard, and then they went to Houston and no one came, and I was scared to be at
Twice.
be at the in the 50K. And the way I approached the 50K is I obviously wanted to do well, wanted to at least make money. That was my goal coming into it. But I didn't have any expectations. It was a free tournament. I looked at it, so I'm just gonna do my best, and yeah, that's kind of how I got there.
Yeah.
And then we just skipped all of Houston because flying into Houston is
fun. Not needed. Not needed.
Yeah. Dom was only gonna fly if he got to go to Cali.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. We'll see what happens this season, though. This season is different.
You got it, Dom. You got it.
All right. Anyways,
we get to the 50K. I know a couple weeks ago we had a discussion about your Greensteel deck and how it was performing because you played in the case tournament and missed your winning in 3 rounds in a row. So you're feeling very down about it. And then we kind of like, I think me and you had a conversation where we were like, what's wrong? And then I like sent you like a list of where they were playing the Darkwing package, and I was like, I think this is a lot better. You should try it and let me know. And then we kind of brewed from there and found out your own way. So
yeah, I liked. I was originally on Purple Steel because Garrett convinced me to. I listen to Garrett a lot. Everyone knows this.
You do?
Like he says something. Hey Dom, try this. I'm like, okay, it's probably good. The guy knows what he's talking about, and we like to test and play against each other and talk about Lucana a lot. And I was playing Purple Steel, and I was like, this deck sucks. Either I suck or this deck sucks. I don't know. And I was really frustrated. And then I went to Green Purple. Again, I was like, screw it. I'm going to play Green Purple. I'm going to make my own thing. Who cares, right? And then I faced the deck Koi was talking about. I was like, Koi, do you know what this deck is? And then Koi was like, yeah, this is the deck. And then we went from there. And then we tested. And it went great. Put some spicy inclusions in the deck that I thought gave me an edge over a lot of other Green Steel decks, which I was right about. And yeah, it went great at 50K.
Yeah. You obviously did really well, just kept going, and then ended up being able to make into what seed were you going into top 16? Was it 6?
6,
Mhm.
yeah.
6 seed.
That's why it's right on the back of his deck list.
Yeah, that's number 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to draw a circle.
So do you guys want me to talk about like the tournament or like the just like the card inclusions or?
Well,
like
talk about the tournament. Now, how are your matchups? What did you run into?
Okay.
Who'd you play?
Yeah. So first round, I played against, I believe, the only woman or second woman, I'm not quite sure, who qualified for the 5K. It should have been Tanya. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, the one Amber Steel, I was pretty confident because I was running a card called MKB. So when they shift into the big stuff or I could something, I can MKB it and kill the whole tempo. Ursula also like really kills it. So 1-2-1 on the draw. I won the matches. I found my Ursula. I lost the match where I didn't find my Ursula. Then the round after was probably the most difficult round out of the whole tournament, besides the one I lost, obviously, which was against Europol. I was playing against somebody named Roger, who ended up doing really well. He bubbled out. He was on Europol, and I was on the draw. And as Corey knows, and me and Corey talked about it, Europol on the draw is difficult for Green Steel. If Green Steel's on the play, they can just do Eleanor triggers. They can strength the big guy, and then, at least for me, I can play Broadway and I can basically shut them out completely. If it's on the draw, it's much more difficult. I need to see very specific cards. I need to see my tempo cards like Rapunzel and MKBs, and I need to be able to strengthen them early and gain tempo. It's very difficult, and even if they have like a perfect curve on the play, like it's really, really difficult. But I was able to win it. It was very intense matchup, but I was able to win that. The round after, I faced somebody from Toronto. He was playing Green Steel and I won 2-0. I think I was just playing the better list. He was playing he was playing a duck list, but he was playing it without like Rapunzel, MKBs, and Broadway, and like he was on the play and he tripled like Thunderbolt me and like didn't matter because he was just hard casting it back to back. After that, I faced Retro. Not much to say about that. Green Steel is a great matchup into any Retro deck. I just 2-0'd it. He came back in game 2 and he gave me one for my money on the play when he was on the play because I won that dice roll finally. Yeah, and then I faced Red-Green Retro, the only green-red deck in the room, and I 2-0'd it very easily. He admitted himself the worst matchup is me, and I just Eleanor, Bodyguard. It didn't matter if Broadway stands up or not. It just they can't touch it. And anytime they retro the big guy out, I have a way to MKB it because they want to get to like their big stuff. If they get to the Milo, it's fine. Like I just have ways to deal with things like that. Then I was 5-0, and I was one of the 3 people that was undefeated, and I got the pair down, of course, because I'm Dominic. I always get the pair down, and I got a pair down again into Kendall's brother, Tyler Badet. Very nice man. He was very nervous, but he won the die roll, and I just didn't see the cards I needed. And on the draw in game 3, and I ended up losing. He was playing very interesting cards like Stitch, Stitch Surfer. Europe. I'm sorry. He was playing Stitch Surfer and like Violet, so he was on different technology. After that, I just drew in, and then yeah, my bracket probably was the best out of everyone in the room to make top 4. I played against Emerald Eleanor. I remember him looking at my deck list and giving a big sigh because
he like dodged you all the way up. Trouble.
Yeah, and then I looked at his list and I thought like reading deck list was going to be really difficult because you have to memorize the whole thing, but I just have to look at like cards that are different and what he's running and what he's not running. The only thing that stood out was he was running 4 Rapunzels, but he only saw 1 Rapunzel both games. Game 1 stood out to me because I played 4 characters total. I literally played Violet, Angel, and that's all I played, and I just drew discard, and I was able to win that. Afterwards,
that's crazy.
Yeah, afterwards I played Red-Green again. I 2-0'd it again. Finished really quickly, and then we went into the Green Steel mirror on stream. I lost. I will say I didn't draw super well, but I will also say that I just don't have much experience into the mirror. Haymaker is a very, very good player. Their whole team is comprised of very good players. Green Steel is kind of like that's their green purple to me. You know, that's what they like to play the most. So like when he was on Broadway as well, it didn't surprise me. He was on Queen, which I was thinking about as well, but I just didn't end up playing because I was afraid of like the body. The body just isn't great. But there's a lot of things I could have done differently. I'll get better. I will get better. I will look at that and I will improve from that. But yeah, he was the better player and he won. And yeah, other than that, I had a really great experience the whole time in Atlanta. Was really hot as hell. Anytime I stepped outside the venue, my glasses fogged up.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
They call it a hot lantern for a reason.
Definitely. The whole top 8, and I think Gary will allude to it as well. Like, there's just a lot of people I knew. Like Gary was there, which was cool. Nathan from Nathan Tip from San's podcast. I met him before in Indy. It was really cool. It was great seeing him there. San was super nice. Dylan Quali I knew before. Barber is always a homie to the Ohana guys, the team. It was just great. All around great vibes, and everyone really enjoyed each other. I had the least. We ended up splitting in top 8. That was our pricing, so I made as much as Garrett in the tournament. So I'll take that. I'll take that.
Promo.
Yeah. I also had the least like reason to split because I had such a very easy matchup. But
Yeah.
I was at that point I was saying to myself like it's really hard to like push away that much money. I also knew Gary was going into Barber, and I knew Barber had a good matchup into it because he was on Raging Storm in his deck. And I was like, we'll just take the money. It is what it is. I'm gonna just play for the glory, represent Ohana, and I'm glad I got to place 4th. It's really cool to see how this deck list I've played. That I'm not gonna take 100% credit to. It was a combination of a lot of people helping me. I just happened to pilot it and do well. Shout out to Seek. He helped me the night before. Me and Daniel went to the Manifest house, hung out with the guys. He helped me with the list. He was talking about Violet 3, and Violet 3 was really good in the deck. Also went down to 3 launch pads because Gary was yapping to me the whole fucking weekend. Sorry for swearing. About like only playing three launch pads because the 4th launch pad will like mess us up, and he was right. Other than that, like I'm cool. It's cool to see how my deck lists influences the meta, and yeah, that was my experience. I'm a stop talking now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the split was interesting because correct me if I'm wrong, because I know sometimes I've been in this situation where like top 8 split. The top 8 split ends up being slightly more, even if you were to win your top 8 match. So you technically have to win 2 matches to come home with more prize money than just splitting.
Like
the split was gonna, like, I did the math. The split was like close to 4,600, and then like if you didn't split and then you lost in top 4, you only got 4K. So it would like, I was like, it just makes the most like logical.
Like even before the round, even before the round finished, like I know San came up, Garrett and Barber, and Garrett and I, and I think it was Dylan as well. We're just talking. We're like, yeah, we agree to split. We're just waiting on the last match to finish. I'm like, I'm not gonna. It's not that I'm not gonna be the one because I'm afraid. But I'm like, I'm just, this is a tournament. This is a free tournament. The money is a lot. I was just ready to also like be happy to play with no pressure, like going forward, because I feel like if I play with no pressure, I play more fluently, and that wasn't probably right because I kind of didn't play great in the top 4, but we don't talk about that anymore. But yeah, it was great all around. Had some fun time meeting a lot of new friends and seeing a lot of good friends. Really good weekend.
So I do gotta ask, because we've been talking about you coming onto the team for a couple of months now, and previously when we brought it up to you, you were always like, "Oh, I'm too nervous to wear the jersey because if I do bad, I don't want to make you guys look bad." How's first big event in the jersey you show out? So how's that feel?
It was great. It was cool when a couple people like recognized the jersey and they're like, "Yeah, they know about Ohana," and I truly believe in the capability of the players on the team, and I really want to show like, hey, we can be one of the best teams out there, and like we're not to be taken lightly. And like when you see the jersey, like you gotta be like, oh yeah, this is a Ohana guy. I need to like toughen up or like get my
lock
game
in.
on.
You gotta
Lock
lock in.
Yeah, and like in the beginning, like the main reason I didn't really want to take the jerseys is because I'm very still doubtful sometimes about my own like card game ability or like Lucana ability. So like when I did well in the first CCSs, I thought it was like, oh, I just get good matchups, whatnot. This not, and I will say like this like CCS, I did get really good matchups, but I also got like tough matchups, like the Yerpal on the draw is like a tough matchup, which I am proud for winning. And like I don't know, I just think that sometimes I just have to doubt myself, but it's great to hear like other players who I look up to and I think are really, really good players like tell me that I'm a great player and like deserve to be up there in the top cut, which was really gratifying. It in a personal way, my grandfather's like died a year ago or so, and I always enjoyed telling him about like my progress and Nokana and stuff, and I would have loved to tell him about how I did this weekend, but yeah, it's cool to see where I came from and like how far and fast I progressed.
Yeah.
Getting over the we've talked about this on the podcast many times before. Imposter syndrome is definitely a big thing, especially when you're not one of the already established names out there.
Yeah.
And sometimes even doing well once, you still, like you mentioned, are like, oh, maybe I just got good matchups. So
yeah,
when you do it again, that's not just a coincidence.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel like I'm like a good player now, but like sometimes I still have to convince myself, but sometimes I look at like how I play a match and I'm like, good lord, what am I thinking?
Sometimes you come back to locals and get humbled.
Sometimes,
on Monday night.
sometimes I go back to locals the day after I win. You know, get fourth in like one of the biggest events, like stacked events in Locana, like so far in history, and then like get the round by, and then just like go lose the next two matches. You know,
because you lost to Corey and then you lost to Ashton.
Yeah, I lost to Ashton because I forgot that you guys want to play Raging Storm in Europe now, and then I got punished.
The craziest part was I'm on 2 and I didn't even play it against you.
I know. I just didn't. I just didn't see any kind of interaction at all.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
I was like, this is fun. I'm bullying Dom right now. We're having a good time.
Well, I was like, whatever. It's good to be back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, that you can go to a big event and do really well, and then you can lose to anybody. Like you can.
I mean, again, it shows how good our locals are. Again,
yeah.
nothing against like anybody in the area in North Carolina, but if you're looking at any area in North Carolina and looking at the competitive scene, our area is the standard.
I like that. That's energy. That's energy we gotta maintain. Keep that for the CCS, CCQ coming to Raleigh. Raleigh. Woo.
We're gonna show up. We have, in my opinion, the best women in North Carolina on our team in Locana, and they're gonna show you why. And I'm excited to see all the results. I'm excited.
We're gonna be locked in. We're ready for it.
Yep.
So I guess you wanna anything you want to talk to about your list before we bring in your bestie?
My bestie, yeah. The only thing I want to shout out is the one of Pegasus. The night before, I came in with the hoodie to the Manifest Airbnb, the baby Pegasus hoodie, weapon always, and Seek, again, shout out to Seek. He helped me with the list a lot. From Team Manifest, he's like, you can't just have a baby Pegasus hoodie on and not play Pegasus. I'm like, you're right. I'm gonna put one in there, and it makes sense. It's a 9th 1-drop. It's really bad if you like miss your 1-drop on the play because you're a Strength of a Raging Fire deck. So like it makes sense. And it's good against Europe, in my opinion, like Pegasus in general, because they don't have any way to ping. They don't have damage removals. Yeah.
Let me tell you that when I see people on duels right now, and I see a green steel, I'll see that one Pegasus, and I'm like, damn, that's Dom's list.
That's mine. That's mine. Again, Baby Pegasus is my favorite card of all time in Locana. So being able to like probably have my best result in the tournament yet and have it with one of my favorite card ever is really great. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, I think the deck changed a lot when they added the Darkwing package, and I think it's a lot better than it was when it was on the Touch Paradise package, because the Tear That Flaps. The Tear That Flaps is a menace of a card, like being able to shoot a tree and shoot a ham. Like it just completely shuts down a lot of the ramp strategies, and then it's also just reasonably good into other decks that are playing like 3/3s, like angels. Like if your opponent has a card in hand and you're just able to murder an angel, you're feeling pretty good about it.
Yep. I think if I had to change this a couple things, I kind of would. I would have mirrored it more towards Haymaker's list, mainly because I really like the 3 Angelus. The 3 Angelus is really good in the mirror, which I'm gonna be expecting now because of the popularity of the deck. I think rose after this weekend.
Yeah. It was it was like it wasn't even half of CCS or the CCQ. It was like I think it was like 1 Amber Emerald, 4 Green Still, and 3 Yerples, or something like that.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah. So I would change that. I probably would want to be on. Am I looking at my list? Yeah, I am. On only 3. 2 Todd and Copper. Todd and Copper like shift is like okay at best. Like it just gets handled super easily these days because it's 1 single body. You really don't want to play 1 single big body. That's how you really get punished in this game, I believe. That's why I was playing MKB, because I could really punish players who played 1 single body and try to make a difference. Like when they play Dale or stuff like that, I can just like that they would play Dale and they would quest, and I can just punish them with MKB and wipe the board, and they just lose at that point. So I would change that. But other than that, I'm really happy with the list. I'm excited to see what I can do with it. If I'll play it for the next big event, for the CCQ in Raleigh, I'm not quite sure. I want to kind of... I always check on green-purple tempo once a week and see where it's at, if it's good enough. And it's like texting an ex once a week, like you up. Sometimes, most of the time, she's not, but we'll see what happens.
Not the you up. Oh. Speaking of texting people and asking you up, let's get Garrett.
Wow.
Let's get Garrett.
Wow.
Look at Garrett here. He already told us some spicy tech you're playing in Raleigh.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's get him in here.
What's up?
What's up, dude? I texted Garrett before this.
Yeah. We're playing Mordu at Raleigh, Dom.
Yeah, we are.
Not again. No. Well, let's look at. I don't know if you want to hang out, Dom, or if you want to fold out.
I'll definitely hang out. We'll talk.
Yeah, they didn't get to hang out in the finals. They gotta hang out now.
I know. I gotta give Dom some PR training next time I see him, so he can
my bad.
Not get us canceled. Not get you guys canceled.
You can say us, Team OHANA X Manifest.
Yeah. No, seriously, like that's one of the big cool things about like North Carolina. Honestly, has an insane talent pool. Like everybody in the state is so stacked, and I really appreciate meeting you guys when I first moved to North Carolina, and it's been really cool being able to work with you guys, especially Dom. Dom's a really cool kid, and he's been getting really good.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got your list pulled up here. Let's just go through the list real quick, and then let me know why you decided to play red purple, because we know you're typically a GP GS kind of player. So what made you pivot?
Yeah, so I'm definitely an Emerald player. I really like the tempo builds. I've never registered red purple in a single tournament before. So honestly, I was playing at the beginning of the format for a little bit, and then green steel kind of got popular, and I just transitioned over to that. And Touch the Sky was fun. Like drawing eight cards in one turn is like so funny and really enjoyable, but it's not very good in like when you're top decking and you just like draw Paradise Falls and you have no cards and you're like, this is the worst card in my deck. And we were on that for a little bit, but the way the format was kind of going, we just really expect like green steel was getting way too popular, way too fast, and I didn't want to play mirrors. And I thought green steel really would be very popular in the more competitive players. I thought it's a deck that I enjoy, And so I thought more players that are like-minded like me would play it, and we saw it have a fantastic weekend. I mean, Satterfield did really well. Dom, Haymaker. I mean, Matt Peddle is a phenomenal card player, and he played our finals match really good. He actually took out my teammate Jordan in the top 16 and just as close to the games that I had with Matt. So like I'm usually on that style of deck, but I pivoted back to red purple because we thought aggro and green steel were going to start getting popular because retro device, green purple retro got way too popular like the week of CCS, and then Circle of Life was popular. So because those two decks are getting popular, I thought a lot of people would be checking out green steel because it just cooks those decks, and then people would just be playing Eleanor because green yellow Eleanor is still just always going to be around no matter what, and this deck beats both of those very well. And then also the other not to ramble on too much, the other thing was people just didn't know how to build the deck to beat yellow purple. You can't play Hades in this deck. It's just not good. Hades is also another card. The bigger the card pool is, the better that card is because the decks are more powerful. They have better answers. You can take a turn off to play a 3/4 when that's not what the game is about. But what the game is about right now is board presence instead of like some very powerful versions of the just powerful cards. It's more about board presence. So that's what we built this deck to do, was just put pressure on with evasives and then just have bigger bodies. And that, like, if they're not playing Raging Storm, you're just very favored into yellow purple. They are playing Raging Storm, it is way harder. Like if they're playing Raging Storm and Cauldron, you have to hope they see Cauldron late. You can beat a Raging Storm if they don't have any cards in hand, but if they put a Cauldron down and then play Raging Storm, you're cooked. You're dead in the water. So that's why we took it. We thought yellow, purple, green, steel, and green, yellow aggro would be really popular. And we just built the deck to beat those three decks and just dodge green, purple, retro. And so that's why we picked it. And it worked out. It was phenomenal. It was a really fun deck to play.
Yeah. I have been taking this deck for the spin on the duels because obviously I'm a red purple player. I played red purple for a while. I played blue red for a while. I like control. I like mid rangey. Like that's just my play style. I don't do aggro decks really, unless I just need to win a set champ at. But
that's crazy.
But so as soon as I saw you doing really well with it, I was like, oh, this is fun. Let me play this. Then. And my testing has been pretty solid. I think I definitely understand the sentiment with the Retro Evolution device decks because I've played against a couple of those, and it just feels like at a certain point the game just gets away from you, and you just like never get back into it. So I definitely understand that. My favorite card in this deck, and I'm just gonna gas it up now, is this 3-drop Dumbo.
No, so good.
It's just like so techy and situational, but I've been playing it in my Europol list. Because I'm a big fan of Horseman Strikes because I know evasive matchups are really bad for the deck. So I've been on like 2 of that and like 4 Horseman Strikes just because if my opponent's on aggro, I'm at 16th, I get to go, play Dumbo, target your Eleanor, Horseman Strikes, and then I can still challenge the whole board. It also works the same way on Dale, so it just gives another out to Dale in that matchup. So I think this card is like super spicy and fun to play. I think so. Seeing that get played was pretty exciting. And then obviously Red Alert's a crazy card.
Yeah. Those are two of my favorite cards in the deck. Dumbo is crazy. You can actually, another thing you can do, like in the green steel deck, people are playing Broadway now. If you don't have any evasives, you can play Dumbo and make Broadway evasive, and then you don't have to challenge Broadway, which is awesome. Yeah. Because that comes up, which is really cool. And then Red Alert. I that card is so good right now. Eleanor is like the most played card. Dumbo exists, Cheshire Cat, Dale. Oh man, like Augustin. Red Alert was one of that was part of our game plan too, against yellow purple. If you just have Vixie, Isis, and Red Alert, like we're just gonna disrupt your ramp. And a lot of times, like so many times during that tournament, my opponent played a ramp card and I killed it with Isis, and then they inked and passed because they didn't think their Willow was going to die. And so they didn't prepare for not being able to ramp to that next turn, and they didn't have any cards in hand to play. They just had like a 5-drop and a Demona, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's not good. I'm only on 4 ink now." Yeah. So it's just like stuff like that. There's a little bit of play to the deck that I think if you're playing a lot of like the mediocre cards, like a lot of people want to put like Mr. Incredible is terrible. That card's not a good card, especially on the draw against like other Demona decks and Gaston. Yeah. Like you just can't do that. It's so. We just kind of like revamped the deck a little bit, and it paid off a lot. Medallion Weights soloed so much this weekend. That was an awesome card to play too.
I love Medallion Weights. Everyone knows I love Medallion Weights. I've been playing it for a while. Yeah.
So I said to shout out to your list. She's currently undefeated on duels with your list, so she's been testing it too. Because
I'm not surprised.
She's been playing purple still and having like 50-50 success. Like some days she's like undefeated, best deck in the room, and then like some days it just like you don't ever see the shift lines you need to see. You see the wrong stuff. So it's just like any shift heavy deck, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Which I think is a kind of a sentiment with like about 50% of the decks in the format right now. That's like, so that's why I think Circle's falling off a lot, because if you see the combo, you're insane. If you don't see the combo, you're kind of just dirtling until you get to like 7 ink and then hoping for the best. So,
Circle's fun though.
I love that deck. It makes me sad that I can't play it.
Same here.
That's kind of our experience too. Like we felt that matchup was play draw if like we're both high rolling, and then if green yellow is not high rolling, which it doesn't most of the time, we actually feel like we can deal with it, like, and have good games. Like if you have Vixie and Isis and Red Alert and Demona, like you can disrupt them the entire time before they even get to do anything. So a lot of the problems with that matchup, it's really not that bad. Like I was totally fine. Like we were prepared to play against that deck. Like sometimes you just don't get to play like Lorcana against them, but that's with like every deck in the game against that deck. So like if they just like triple Chernobog you, like, okay, cool, whatever, you move on. But if they don't, you can actually play into that deck quite well. The only real problem deck was green purple retro, and like unless they just like don't miss on retro, like that matchup's really hard to win, especially if they can get out Milo really early. It's less about the Prince Philip, it's more about Milo. They just like take over the game so easily into
that's Corey's favorite card to set.
I love that card.
I've said there's 3 cards that I would ban right now if I could, and it's Eleanor, Tree, Milo.
Dude, no, it's gotta be Akut. Akut is insane.
No.
Yeah, Akut for sure. But
Akut's crazy, but like Milo, 7 cost, 7 cost inkable with ward that quests for 3 allows you to draw a card.
It quests for 3. Yeah, and it has ward. What is this?
And it draws you a card at times.
And then like, and you're just sitting there like your opponent goes Moliere or Retro Evolution device. They're freaking Aladdin Genie or whatever, and then you're like, they just refilled their hand. They're gonna play this, pitch a card. They already have like 5 cards in hand. They're gonna draw another card, and then God forbid if one of those other cards is another Milo. Like because they just
Milos, just scoop it up.
Yeah. I'm just like
do anything.
I was like, that's the only reason why I want to put like Sven to like 5. Like, I was like, if you quest it, I'm just but I think green purple retro is like definitely on the come up, so kind of makes me anxious about like testing this list for something like an LCQ or CCS or CCQ. But I definitely like the deck a lot. Obviously, I do think the 1-up fun-ups are all pretty good cards. I'm surprised that Peter Pan and Tink is only a 2-up. Like I know it's kind of bricky, but I feel like if you can get your characters in the air, like it's just so hard to lose matchups.
Yeah, we were at 3. We were at 3 originally, but it just became less and less useful. Like in your bad matchups, it doesn't do anything, and in your good matchups, it's like sometimes it's not win more, but a lot of the times it can be. But like when it's good, it's insane, and when it's bad, it's just ink. So like we like 2, and a lot of the times I was realizing that like when I would want to play Peter Pan and Tink, I want it to play it on turn 3 sometimes, and I'm like, this Dumbo is just insane. Or I want to like boost, or I want to like crack a Junior Woodchuck guidebook and then be able to play a Dumbo, or like draw into that type of effect off Dumbo with like a Jeb, and just be able to like give something evasive. It was really good for me. That 3-drop Dumbo was insane. But I don't think I'd, especially now if people start playing red purple. more, then you have to have Peter Pan and Tinkerbell in the deck because you can't win the mirror if you don't have it in your deck and your opponent does. It's impossible.
Yeah. And then I assume sometimes it also feels kind of bad because like you put your card up in the air, like expecting to get a lot of value off of it. And if it gets World's Greatest or Gaston, it just like feels way worse.
Or bolted.
Or what?
Or bolted. Yeah.
I was gonna say also having a 4-butted, it does get bolted a lot.
It's in that terrible stat line of being just 5/4.
Yes. Yeah. So like every time I played it this weekend, you just have to be careful. Like you can blow people out and you use it to blow people out, but then don't overextend after you blow someone out with it. And like don't like in the mirror, you play it and you never turn it sideways because they actually have no way to interact with that card unless they have one on the board, and then they figure out a way to turn it sideways and kill it.
Yeah, so we taught Al that lesson last time while he was testing.
Yeah, I've been testing this list, and like I was like, oh, I have this out, and then at one point I was just like, I'm gonna swing with it, right, guys? And they're like, no, just leave it. And then the next turn I was like, no, I swing with it. I swung, and they're like, yeah, take that back and turn. I just want to let you know it worked. It worked in my favor, though. But
that's awesome. But like kind of something that we mentioned earlier. The one thing I do like about this deck a lot is this is more of a mid-range deck that I like to play, and so it allows you to push just a little bit more than like I'm not a yellow purple player. I'm not like I liked Blurple set 9, and then each set it just got more like less tempo and just like kind of a control deck, and I'm not that guy. Like so like a deck like this, Randall into Vixie is like one of my favorite play lines ever. I get to start questing for 2 every turn, and I'm playing a tempo deck that I can go Vixie into Isis. Oh man, that's so much fun. So this reminds me a lot more of like a tempo mid-range deck. It can draw cards, it can quest for 3. Ursula is one of my favorite cards from set 10. This reminds me a lot of my set 10 deck that I played with green purple. I wish I had a Mother Knows Best in red because dude, that'd be so much fun to play this deck with MKB. That would be so much.
MKB is so good. I love that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cards. But that's also why I was on a deck like this. I'm not a yellow purple guy. I'm a mid range like tempo guy. I like mid range, but it needs to be slightly aggressive so I can pressure people. I can make them make mistakes, so then I can take advantage of them. That's what I like.
Same.
Yeah, I liked Randall a lot in like sealed pools when I was doing sealed at the beginning of the format when the set came out. The card's just crazy in that format, and then like in this one, I feel like the cost of the cards like are so like well dispersed that like you can just be like, oh, I drew a 4 or 5, and then I just drew a 3, so now I can ink my 5, play a 4/3, and then tap out for my Randall. My only matchup that I really didn't like Randall was when I was playing Green Steel because they were on the 2/5 that pings for 1, and then I was like I needed you to be my evasive answer. I always found Randall never jab, and then I'm like,
I'm dead. That card's tough. It's definitely like I'm definitely just shipping that card like always, even if it's my only 2-drop in my hand. If I'm playing its Nelidor deck, I just have to find it, and you can't be too conservative when you're playing a deck like this. That's something cool about this deck. I'm almost never keep 3-drops in my opening hand, like because you have so many 2-drops and you have Scrooge. So like this deck allows you to play off curve the entire way. Like you can play off curve turn 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is crazy. And that's also something I really value in a deck. Like being able to play Jeb on 2 and then Scrooge on 3 and then play a 3-drop on turn 4 and boost Scrooge and do stuff like that is really, really enjoyable for a deck like this. Or even like playing Isis on 4 and then playing Red Alert on 5 and then boosting Scrooge again. Scrooge just makes this deck, it's a 2-drop, a 3-drop, a 4-drop, a 5-drop, but 8-drop, like it's so much fun. I really, really, really enjoy that card. It's one of the best 2-drops in the game right now.
Yeah, it's also really good with Randall and Baird because like sometimes you just like need to like you have 1 ink left and you're just like, oh, boop.
Medallion Waits the same way. Medallion Waits was another just like there were a couple times I just activated it to quest for 2. Like I couldn't challenge at all, but it just gave me Randall the ability to quest for 2, which was crazy. It was really fun.
Scrooge is also really good if you need cards and you have Vixie.
Yeah, dude, Scrooge is just an absurd card. Like I was able to I was able to give Scrooge evasive a couple times with Dumbo. Like I took out a Mrs. Incredible that had evasive with Dumbo and Scrooge. It was like a 7/7 Scrooge. It was crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the lists I'm testing going into. I'm going to be obviously watching the LCQ pods next week, but going into the main event, I know I've been one. I also am very much always been a mid-range player. I've never registered a Emerald deck, any deck that had Emerald. I've been a one trick of Amber Steel Song since set 1, and then when Fabled happened, I thought I was going to be just like kick off the team. And then I was like, oh, I lost my one deck. And then Amethyst Steel, I thankfully found that. Played a few games with it before Milwaukee. Thankfully made top 16 there. So I realized, okay, I can play some other decks. But right now, and then I went back to Amber Steel for Infinity, the top 32 there. And now I'm like, I feel like I have to play Steel something. But I feel like it's more, I'm trying to look more at the play style and the play patterns.
Yeah.
Because I think the Emerald Steel, while I think I'm definitely going to be testing it,
you should try
may
it.
May not be the same as kind of what I'm kind of used to play style wise.
Yeah, so it's just I don't know if you have watched the finals. Go check out a couple of the games like that Haymaker played against Dom, and then the games that he played against me. He did a very good job at piloting that deck as a mid-range deck. A lot of people pilot it as an Eleanor deck first, and then just like turn sideways. And that deck definitely doesn't have to be played like that at all. Terror That Flaps the Night is an absurd card in that deck, and especially with the 3-drop Darkwing Duck, you can really, really, really punish your opponent in many different ways. Like that deck is like, that's the one thing that's really tricky about that deck. It's really hard to play against, and I think there's more to explore with that. Like I have a couple other ideas that we're working on for Nats with Green Steel that is not like exactly what they're playing this weekend, because I think there's more that deck can like deal with, and like a couple unexplored cards to make it more of a mid-range deck too. Because and after watching the way that Haymaker was playing it this weekend, I unlocked a couple of things for us that I think we want to mess with. I really think that color combination is crazy, and it can definitely be played like it can definitely be played like an Amber Steel deck, I think, actually.
Yeah, and I think that was a discussion. I think that was a discussion we had internally too at the beginning of the format, where we were like, Amber is like everything right now, and then like after like that first week where everybody like kind of got it out of their system to build like Amber Red, Amber Purple, Amber Blue, Amber Steel, Amber everything, we were all kind of like, but isn't green kind of cracked? Like,
dude, Amber, I love green. Like, it's so insane.
They still have Eleanor, there's Milo, like all the filter cards are just so good. And then you obviously still have Philip combo. You still have Under the Sea. So it's like there's still so much that like left in the chamber for that color.
Yeah,
that is like there's a lot to explore there. I think a lot of us just kind of like, obviously Yurple is basically Blurple, and that's like been my bread and butter for the last few sets. So like that's what I've been trying to make work the most. And I think it's in a very good spot, but I feel like it's kind of, I think everybody kind of teched for aggro, and now that everybody's kind of figured out how to beat aggro, they're also adding in techs for Yurple, and that's like making that deck feel a lot worse too. So it's kind of like, all right, maybe we have to go back to the drawing board on some of these things.
Nope.
Yeah, like especially with a Yurple, I think it had like 4 copies in the top 16. I'm gonna pull up Katie's info, but I don't think the conversion rate was as good as I was expecting.
It was I think it was 25% of top 16.
Yeah, the conversion rate was 17.9. It's actually still pretty decent for how many people it was. Amber, like Green Yellow had a really poor tournament, but I think that makes sense with how many what people should like
you're expecting it.
Emerald Steel, Amber Steel, and RP was a big top deck. So like there were 4 Green Yellow decks in the top cut, but like there were 32 in the entire event, and none of them were Songs. So I think Songs did really poorly this weekend too, which is nice. I hate that deck. That's not my type of gameplay. I want to sit there for like 30 minutes and have a good game, and then drop 3 goes in a row.
Al has been addicted to circle.
I like dropping bombs, man.
Bombs. I'm like, yeah, but sometimes you're just dropping duds. Like,
I was no. Gary gave me the intervention of like, stop playing this bad deck, and like picks up something better. You know, and I was giving Al the try to give him an intervention. He's like, Dom, you don't know what you're talking about. Leave me alone. And I'm like, okay.
I did. I was so mad, and then I was like, finally, I lost so many, and on duels, I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, we're about to come up.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I got to figure something out.
Yeah, because I was telling Hillary that too, because I was playing the deck like on the side while like waiting for my top 4 match. Because I finished in like 10 minutes, and I was telling her like everything I did, it looked like I'm filtering. But I'm filtering for the same things, so it doesn't look like. But I look like I'm making decisions, but I'm really not. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
But there is an illusion of like, doing like having decision making because I'm filtering, but I'm filtering for the exact same thing, and I'm getting rid of everything else. So it really doesn't take. It's more linear than people think, in my opinion, and I feel like that is a misconception with it because of the filtering. You're just looking for the same things.
Yeah. That was something that Dom and I were talking about. He's like, I need you to watch some of my matches because I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Yeah. And we got on and screen shared and watched a couple times. I'm like, you're doing nothing wrong. You just didn't draw anything. Like, you played 3 Tods and drew like 8 cards, and you just saw a bunch of Malin Lee 1-drops. Like, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
So I'm like, I'm not making decision making. I'm just digging. That's all. So like, it's different. It makes sense.
Because we crave consistency. That's another reason why yellow purple is always like decks like blurple or yellow purple or whatever the like current like purple deck is always going to be the most consistent like purple deck because it's super consistent, and TCG players want to get the most percentage points, and that they're just going to run to those decks. So like even for sure the LCQ pods, it's just going to be yellow purple and red purple. Those are going to be the 2 most like popular decks this weekend at those events. So it'll be really interesting to see next weekend.
Yeah, and that's where with the songs deck, I tried not to put any of my sense in there because not having done really much testing, I don't have a ton of weight other than me being like, I feel like sometimes this deck just does nothing. So I don't ever want to be in a situation. I played, Vegas, and 2 of my matches, I had 2 full games where I just drew straight uninkables, and I never wanted to feel that situation of I don't even get to play the game, and I didn't have any way to influence this kind of like if I just drew a bunch of nothings and then never got to drop my bombs.
That's exactly how that was when I was watching. Like I would, because I work from home, so sometimes when I'm like not doing anything, I can like hop in Discord. Al's playing on duels, and I can just watch his match while I'm in like waiting for my next meeting or like going through something. And I'm just like, screaming at the top of his lungs. He's like, I've done 48 filters and I still haven't seen my fill combo. Or he'll draw he'll mold 5 and then he'll have 3 of his circles and he has seen circles, so like the deck does nothing in the late game. So he's just like, I was like, this deck literally is either you have it all or you have none of it, and there's like no in between.
I still refuse to believe. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's the thing that I struggle with that deck. Like, if it had some form of like ways to like interact with the board outside of like you comboing, then it would be a really interesting deck to play. But because your characters just can't like interact, like they can't challenge back well at all. Like it's just too tough. Like it's too tough to get there.
8,
and you just can't challenge.
I see that now, guys. We can stop talking about it.
This is actually secretly an intervention.
You know what's interesting? The same thing is kind of how I feel about boosties. In the beginning of the format, boosties are really strong because like, oh, look at all these cards you're getting. Red alert is great. Like you have a really good draw engine, but most of the time it doesn't do anything to impact the board until like Raging Storm, and then they have a bunch of cards in hand, and most of the time the decks win. I know, that's why I'm saying it. which is funny.
I love Boosty. I still think Boosty's is my.
I love Boosty.
I hate that. No.
It's just
it's okay.
Put some characters on the board.
It's not the same without Shark. When Shark left, I'm gone. I'm out. No Shark. I'm out.
I just remember
that card's gone.
I was trying to make like a Olaf Turbo version of the deck, and I was having a lot of fun with it. Where like you kind of played like the green red like device control, where you just like turbo like the actions into the discard, and then you just like Olaf, Cauldron, Horn King, and it's just like you just like never let your opponent gain lore. And then I was like, this deck doesn't actually work that well. But I think it'll have. I think the Panda Song version will also have a lot more legs next set because of the Hector and the Miguel cards and stuff that we've seen. So something to explore later.
Circle of Life too.
No. Yeah, for sure. The more cards we get printed, and also just when the card pool gets bigger, decks like Retro and decks like Green Circle are gonna get more and more like powerful because they're gonna get more like tools.
That's diabolical, man. I just want to sing 8.
Or Bud.
But
wow.
Congratulations on
Thanks,
taking it home. Obviously, I'm a big G-Rat fan, so
me too.
Me and you. My first experience with Garrett was me and him drawing into Top Cut and then making it to the finals, and then him cooking me. And I was like, I don't think I've ever been like beat this bad in like a finals of an event before. So it was rough. So
that's actually a card I miss a lot. Is part of the card that did a lot of cooking that game was Go-Go, and that's where I've been missing a lot of my home a little bit. This new rotation is losing that card. That was my like home with the Emerald cards, was that card, and that card would be so good right now.
I miss Cloud Kicker. That's who I miss. I miss Cloud.
I also miss Kit, but yeah, we have Kit, we have Finnick.
I was thinking Kit at home.
Okay.
There's no songs to sing now, so it's like fine. Finnick's pretty good. But yeah. No, I love the North Carolina crew. Meeting you guys, I think that was like the first set champ I went to in North Carolina when I first moved, and meeting you guys for the first time was really cool, and I had a lot of fun.
Then Corey asked you to be on the team. Right?
I was literally going to. I tell Tanya all the time. Because Tanya's like, man, if only you were just a little bit faster. I was like, Garrett did well in like our set champs, and then I was already like, when we left, I was like, that guy was really good. I was like, I definitely think if we want to like have somebody that's like a little bit further away, like he'd be somebody we should consider. And then we're like, well, if we see him at more events, we can like talk to him about it. And then you went to Texas and you got like second and first, or so, like top 4 and first or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, if we're gonna get him, we should try like literally talk to him right now. And then I went to message you on Twitter the next day. And the first thing I see is Garrett joined Snuggly Duckling, and I was like, "Oh no,
too late." That's tough.
Yeah. Tanya always says that every time she sees me. It's so funny. She's like, Corey wakes up in the middle of the night, like cold sweat.
There's a lot of good people on the Manifest team, and everyone loves a good crossover episode every now and then.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
It's so funny with the Manifest team because they were literally my testing group. Like I'll let you guys know that I was testing with like, hey, no one's playing green purple except Chris, and Chris is like does his own thing all the time because like he doesn't listen to me.
Do his own thing.
He just inks Demona every turn.
Yeah, he just inks Demona every turn. Yeah,
literally
and I was
just
like,
an ink token.
Yeah, so I was I met Garrett through our love through green purple. I knew Adrian, I knew Betsy, and then met through the rest of the gang. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, they're gonna be our team. And I'm like, dang, all of the people I became friends with are our team now. Like, this is crazy.
He said, dang, they're all gonna be on a team.
No,
I know you acted like you're gonna be like, oh, yep, I know you. I just got this jersey, but
no.
I'm gonna trade it in for a t-shirt.
The team was super cool, actually. Like, it just kind of was pretty organic from the start. Especially for like Jordan created this like little small Discord that Dom was a part of. Like a lot, like it was like 4 or 5 months outside of Indy, and we had tested set 11, set 12. Like I met Dom. for a set 11 tournament right before PBG, and like he beat Zarek with green purple, and
go.
Yeah. And I won a set 11 tournament that same day, and we met on Twitter, and then I added to this Discord, and it's been so much fun ever since. Just like these guys, the Discord was large. There was a lot of like guards. It's just like these 8 guys that came together, kind of just like we're testing every night, working together. Dom was a part of that, and a couple other guys. And then we just figured out like it just worked out that this was gonna just happen, and it was a really good. It's just been really cool, and all of them are super humble people, super cool people, and just like all have the same common goals. So that's what makes it really fun. And that's something that we're trying to do is it's a lot different than like some of the other like big pro teams that are like there's like a benefactor and like they don't really even work together. Like they all live around, they're all separate, not like they know each other and they're good. Like like those teams are prestigious and awesome. But like we're doing it ourselves, we're working together, and it's like a group bonding thing, and that makes it way cooler, I think. And like we're actually sharing information. Like we have our Metafy, and it's just us, and it's a team Metafy instead of like people being on a team and everybody having their own little Metafy. So that's something that I think is cool, and that we're just super stoked about. And we enjoy working with the teams that we know and everybody that we're friends with. So
it was really cool.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was really cool, like going on Friday to you guys' place, and like seeing you guys like your thought process and all that stuff. Like, while I was waiting for bed because Daniel was getting beat by Birdie, I was watching you and Jordan like talk about the list and all that stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
To see how you guys run, and you guys have a really good squad. You guys are.
Yeah, some of that stuff when Jordan and I get into theory mode and it makes no sense for most people.
No, it was interesting to listen to. It was interesting to listen to. Yeah.
If you took a picture of like Dom looking at that, we have like 3 different decks sprawled out on like the table. And
yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
I didn't know what was going on, but I was like, it was cool.
It's chaotic.
Yeah,
but it's a good time.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you coming on and talking with us and letting us talk about your list a little bit, giving us some insight. I know we're all kind of excited about the red purple Metafy. I know a lot of us are looking forward to picking your brain more about that. So definitely something we're going to be excited for. Looking forward to that. And then obviously we're all big fans of you guys. You guys are cool with us, just like we told Barber. Like I love Barber. I love Skipper.
Oh, they're so good.
The FPG guys are like super cool. They're all chill. So if anybody ever wants to jam, like you feel free to reach out to us because we literally test like so much. It's absurd. So but we'll probably any last shout outs? Any last shout outs before you head out?
Just like my team. I mean, it's been super cool. They've been all working super hard. Like, I mean, we have a couple of guys that just like they jam games so much, and they give us some good data while like Jordan and I are like pumping out ideas, like doing some theory and some other things. Like that's something I love about Lorcana is like we do a lot of testing, but also like one of the cool things about Lorcana is really just like making sure that you're approaching everything correctly, because that sometimes matters a little bit more than gameplay. And that's something that I have really learned coming from like something like Magic, where most all of it was just gameplay, and like deck building mattered, but gameplay mattered way more. And now it's kind of the opposite going around, where matchups matter and like your deck construction matters a ton. Gameplay still matters, but like if it's 2 really, really good players and they're gonna play well, then it matters a lot more what's in your deck. So just shout out to the team that we can all work together, and everybody has different roles. So that's been super fun. And then shout out to Dom. He's been a cool dude, a really good testing partner. I can always just be like, hey, get on Discord right now. I need to run through this idea with you. And even if he doesn't understand what's going on because I ramble too much.
Oh my god,
it's so helpful. It's so helpful. It's not his fault. It's my fault.
I understand. I just don't agree sometimes. That's
yeah. That's totally fine, which is good.
And then sometimes you just blind agree, like, oh, we're playing Mordu.
Dom's just like finding Mordu's. He's like, I need Mordu guys.
No,
he's like, who has super rare Mordu? I need 3.
No,
Garrett.
No, Garrett knows all about like I just want to play a deck that just catches people off guard and just get, because I feel like you get percentage points of like playing a card they don't expect. Like and Broadway helped. Broadway helped me a lot with that. Like when I played Broadway after they took out like 2 guys after my Eleanor trigger, and I triggered again. Like I just shut them out of the game completely, and it was really good.
Yeah, and I was his guinea pig because he played Broadway against me at Al's house.
yeah. I remember. That's where I tested it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you at LCQs, right?
For sure. Yep, I'll be there.
Awesome.
Most of the team's already called, but I'll be there and finding it out in the LCQs.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'll see you in the main event.
Whoa! I gotta go to the main event too.
Hopefully we're in different pods.
Hopefully we all dodge each other.
You guys all get in the same pod.
Oh.
Why?
I mean,
why, DJ? Why?
I mean, there's only 2 pods, right? It's like 2 events of 512.
50.
So.
Yeah.
Gotta go 6-0. Hope for the best.
Yeah. That's easy.
Easy.
All right. Well, we will see. Most of us will see you on Friday. I don't know if you're doing any Disneyland beforehand, but we'll for sure see you on Friday, next Friday at the LCQ.
For sure.
Yep.
And thank you again. Always good
thank you guys. Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.
And then Dom. Oh,
nope.
Didn't even tell him bye. Cool. But we're not done here. We're not done here. Dom. We got news. Dom, you can go. You can go. We're gonna have about.
See you later, Dom.
Bye, princess.
God, you guys are so mean.
So yeah, you want to pull up the painting?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that's not even my best painting about Al.
But we're still in Uninkable Dad's post here, so just because it's a consolidated effort already. So shout out to Uninkable Dads. Hopefully you're all actually dads, otherwise the name's weird. But news coming out of D23. Obviously, the biggest news is going to be related to DLC news. So this is the big one for youth division. I know people have been talking about this one for a long time. There's 2 age groups, 8 to 12, 13 to 17, having their own tournament basically alongside the DLC. They did specify that it is optional. Yep. So if your child feels confident enough to play against adults, and they are welcome to play in the DLC. If they are not, then they have this as an option. The pricing is exclusive to the youth tournament. So here we see the foil and non-foil syndrome. There's also playmat. I don't know if it's in a later picture, but it's also playmat with the matching art that says DLC. Which is going to be included in that. So that was a huge bump because I know DJ has a son.
Yep.
He's not quite old enough yet, but he'll be there when the game will still be around in a few years. So and then
he turned 3 yesterday. So
yeah,
you're almost there.
And then 5 years away.
And then Al has like children that will eventually be of age for this tournament, and then obviously his niece is interested in participating as well. So it's good to see them have an alternative. Like obviously they play with us at locals. Nate in the chat, Bryce finna kill it. His daughter plays, so obviously they come to our locals and play with us and get to have a good time playing with adults. But if they wanted to hone in on their skills and play against people more on their age range, so it's not as uncomfortable sometimes, definitely a good option that we love to see.
Yeah, and it's always interesting. I was interested to see that they did the artwork or the card selection of Syndrome the same as the Enchanted, because that I always have mixed feelings about when there's a bunch of like, I know the Enchanted's not exclusive, but like high rarity, kind of like we had Bell Accomplished Mystic was another one that had a bunch of different versions.
He says that until we get to the end of this, and then he's like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest cards ever."
Oh, I mean those. Yeah, those don't count.
Oh, okay.
No, chill. Anyway,
it is different. It's definitely a different art. It's like cool that it's like another Enchanted, but it's a much different art, especially when you see the play mat and it's got like the droid in the background and stuff. So
it should have been Incredible.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh,
I was like, it should have been Incredible.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense. Yeah.
And then
I can see the argument because he's not a villain when he's a kid, though.
Yeah, but that's when
why.
he becomes a villain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
all children are inherently evil, so you know. Introduce. So this one, I'm very interested to see. I don't know what your guys' opinion are. I'm very interested to see what they do with this program. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty similar to Pokemon, in the fact that they have a point. They'll have a point system, and based off your performance in set champs, that they'll take like the top X number of players in terms of points and allow them entry into continentals. From what they were saying, they haven't really like ironed it all out yet, but this is something definitely I look forward to. And I know a lot of people, their biggest thing they were looking for from D23 was ways to incentivize local play. And if this is actually true and they do give us a gateway from set champ to continentals, I think that it forces you to come out and play. So that means our set champs are going to be even sweatier than they already are.
Yep.
That's what I was going to say is obviously everyone knows this is my first TCG, so I don't have that experience to pull from other games. And so I just have my initial takes on these things. And knowing, I mean, we see it all the time, and I believe everyone should have the opportunity to compete and try to make these events. And I think this is going to be a good way for people who can't always make it to these DLCs. I will say they now have 5. I believe we'll see that later for next season rather than 3. Oh yeah, Corey just got stuff like this or something. So I think that's a big positive. I will say it's going to be very interesting. There are some set champs out in the middle of nowhere with not many people, and so I'm curious how that's going to work, where they feed into
the point system.
The point system, is it going to be based on how big of the set champ you were in? Is that going to be weighted? I know.
Hopefully.
Did they say it was going to be a point system, or they're going to do it like Digimon?
No, we don't. Okay. It's not going to be Digimon. Digimon was silly, where they were like, if you win one event, you're qualified for competition.
Here's your invitation.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Okay, just want to make sure.
As exclusive as they want Continentals to be, because like it's 128, and I mean we are getting 5 DLCs, and they are going to be 4,000 players, but they didn't say anything about adjusting the invite caps, so that's to be determined. So I just don't see there's any way.
Yeah, and we'll get into my spiel on the things that people have been going on about the Continentals and whatnot. But yeah, definitely interested to see what they do with this. Obviously, the Mickey Brave Little Taylor. Is this the exact?
It's like, the gold one,
golden Mickey art.
Yeah, but it's gonna be. This will be handed out as well as like the set champ.
I don't know. We don't know.
This would be I'm just assuming local qualifier, not the set champ.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that they're going to have.
Champ. Oh, okay.
I think they're going to have regionals essentially, like the mid-tier event between like a set champ and a DLC, and then like winning set champs will qualify you for the regional.
That's how I thought about it, like that. Like you go there, get your invite from set champs, go to a regional.
Potentially, like I said, it'll either be the point system or it'll be a regional system. So we'll just have to see what they actually do with it.
Yeah.
Gas.
They have promos. Unfortunately, they didn't put the breakdown in here. Let me see if I can pull up the Lorcana website.
I think the Ursula is a participation. B Prep is the new Mulan, right?
Yes, B Prep is the Mulan. The playmat, if I read correctly, is if you make day 2, you get the playmat,
which is gas.
Yeah.
If you go to the actual like Disney Lorcana website and click on challenge,
Disney Lorcana website,
it'll have. I think it has all the Yeah.
Oh,
skip over those. Skip over those. And if you go down,
everyone close your eyes.
Keep going down. Does it have the pricing on here? No.
Pricing?
Nah.
Oh,
that's for the LCQ, man.
That's a championship.
Probably don't have it
yet. I thought it had the pricing on here. It was in here before. But it has all the DLCs. But let me see. But either way, I know. So I think the Ursula's participation.
Yeah.
The Be Prepared. The Be Prepared is 3 wins.
Yep.
The
Ursula is
the mat is
wall.
Yep, and then the day 2 qualifier is the Be Prep, and then all pins will be on the prize wall.
Yep.
And then
the Gaston is the top
64.
So like the Simba, and then the Mim is top 32.
Top 16.
Yeah, I thought top 16 is the playmat.
No, I have it pulled up right now.
16.
Top 16. Oh yeah, top 16 is the playmat. Top 32 is a card. Okay,
it's like the Elsa playmat was top 16, and then Elsa card was top 32.
Yeah.
And then the pins, obviously. And then so this one is for DLC challenge top 8s. You get the Hades in the chair. And then
I can't.
It says the championship, which we are assuming is like the North American Championship, the European Championship. That'll be top 8 pricing for that, I think. No, I think it'll be whatever it is for that. I'm not sure the exact number. It might be like top 4. And then the next one is the Worlds.
Yeah, top 8. And then I can only assume there's going to be a world champion version of one of this card.
Yeah, we'll say like world, like the Mickey was, right? They'll say.
But I'm also curious if they may not have. But granted, they did a different artwork for 8 total cards. I'm curious if the world champion card, the one of one, will have an even different artwork than this one, or if it's just going to be the same.
If they did do that, that would be so nice.
Yep,
because it makes it feel like very unique. Like this is my unique card, not just the words on it.
I already told Emily about this card, my wife, and I was like, if I win Worlds next year, that could pay off all of our debt and buy us a new house.
You're not selling this card.
I'm not going to be able to sell this house. And she was like, so I may be divorced at the end of it. I may have half of a world champion Hades card, but
I was gonna say you could sell like one of the other ones though, like right?
Yeah, like, Worlds like didn't like people that like won Worlds are like top 4. 5. They got like 4 golden Mickeys or something like that.
You could just sell the other ones and keep the one of one.
Yeah, I know. That's why I work for a living, so I can, have nice things.
I swear, if you did that and you won, and we're on this stream, and I see back there instead of the Pokeballs, I see like 7 Hades. I'm gonna be like,
oh my god!
In your little box because you lost half. Like I know for a fact, like you could have sold 6 of those and kept 1.
No, like this is just even more incentive to lock in, especially after being 1 game off. I forget how many lore off getting Golden Mickey this season. Next season it's happening.
Obviously, Hades is DJ's favorite character.
I think it's Hercules.
Hades is my favorite in all of Disney. I want to get a Hades tattoo.
When we go down.
Well, you can afford one when you win this, right?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick.
We don't know the exact date for Worlds yet. I'm assuming it's middle of September. It has to be just because the new set comes out in October and the new season starts when the new set comes out. So
yeah, Corey told me that, and I was like doing math with my finger. He was just like, "You're an idiot." I was like, "Okay."
Oh wait, for Worlds for this season?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it has to be like mid to end of September. So
within a month of Continentals.
Yeah, you're cooked, bro.
They're literally gonna
it's gonna kill me.
Them not like obviously like not having announced it yet. Like they announced it, but like not the official date is gonna crush a lot of people just because like obviously you can afford to take the time off if you like get the prize cards because like you can just sell them and whatever. But it still like sucks that like potentially PTO and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Win your LC coupon first.
You could have just been like, yeah, man, we're gonna go together. Instead, you were just like, you gotta win your LC. Nah, that's cool. Wow, dude.
Like I said, just show up a circle.
I'm not doing that. But I promise you, if a dude with circle wins his pod, I'm gonna be like sick. That guy.
But yeah, there's the one other thing that that's not in here. The collector boosters. Those did get revealed. There is serialized illustrious rares, 6 different versions, serialized 223. They are cards from different sets. I think they even said that there's no restriction on them. They could pick a card from even a future set to be an illustrious rare. Yeah. And they're just meant to highlight the artist, the illustrated card. That's the illustrator of the card. That's why they showed Kendall Hale and his name's on the card in big bold letters and all gold.
Very nice.
So this is really cool. They did have not in D23, but they sent out communication to stores about allocations, and they're having this new tier system for stores. So if your store, I think there's like welcome, standard, and legendary. Welcome is 8 events, 8 unique fans, and then 80 tickets or something like that. And that was like to qualify as like being a play hub store. And then in order to get in, then standard was like 25 events in a calendar year, 25 unique fans, so 25 unique players at those within the year, and then 250 tickets, which is an average of 10 players over those 25 events. That got you standard, and that was the new standard to get set champ and OP kits. So a lot of the days of the stores with like no community, and then they would block out their set champ for their 3 locals and random usernames. That's going to go to the wayside
so that's why more people are actually upset. Got it.
And then legendary status is 50 events in a calendar year, 50 unique fans, and 500 tickets. So again, the average is 10 participants at those events, and that got you 2 OP kits, 2 set champ kits, and you have to be legendary to get access to the collector booster pool.
Nice.
Well, I read that they get the priority on the collector booster, and then minimal to standard as far as allocation.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like we have this X amount of total. We're going to
if they don't get. But the issue is if they don't get bought out. Like the bigger stores, their fans are going to be hounding them to get the collector boosters, obviously. So it's going to be definitely like a teetering up fine line where they're probably going to actually have to be more active with the distributors to be like, look, this store meets this condition. We have to prioritize them because I know a lot of distributors now it's based off like how much money have you spent with us and how long have you been a customer, and this person's willing to give us. Yeah, there's a lot of politicking and like backdoor deals and stuff like that with distros. So we'll see how it goes. I think the biggest thing is people are freaking out about, and they kind of like need to like take a second to think, is that it is a calendar year that you have to like have these requirements. So if you might not initially have 25 people that you can be like, this 25 people have come to my locals. But if you have a set champ every set and you have a pre-release every set, and like your store's active and posting those and advertising those, and you're sharing the news as yourself, like you have to be a part of your own community growth. So like take it into some of your own responsibility to like share those things out and try to like push the game if you want to get access to these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because like I saw a lot of people that are like, my locals has 10 to 15 people, but we don't ever have anybody that's not those 10 or 15 people. And I'm just like, there's no way like you have 10 or 15 people because we are big, like we have huge events and our locals are like 10 or 15 people. So like there's no way there's not like a reach that you're just like missing out on in terms of like advertising for like a bigger event, or like talk to your store about setting aside a case to do a case tournament, or setting aside set champ promos or the jumbo cards or promotional product to like push a bigger event and get those numbers. And just for, even if it's just one time, you just have to have 25 different usernames, you know what I mean? So
real usernames.
Yeah.
Preferably real usernames. Obviously we can't validate it. I can't validate them. So
yeah. But the other big news was the digital client that everyone was very excited about. That was huge, I thought. So everyone's looking forward to that, and like on their phone and all that stuff. Hopefully it's shuffler's a lot better, but we'll see what happens with that.
Blame the shuffler.
Stop, dude. But yeah, that was also really big news on that one too, when the D23 was the digital client. So I'm very excited about that.
Yep. So lots of stuff to look forward to. I think we kind of say it every year, but I think the game is on a great trajectory.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, the game's not dying. The game is doing very well. I think their things that they announced have a strong push towards like LGSs, even though some people feel like it is going to discourage people if like their store doesn't get standard. I think it should motivate you that in the next year you need to log in and get to your store more, get people to your store more.
Everybody always talks everyone always talks about growing their community, and this is like the perfect opportunity to do it.
Yep. And you're incentivized to do it. Like, there's literal incentives on the line. There's money to be made on the line.
Cards to be pulled.
So I think that's a good spot to wrap it. Is like just like make this be the year of growth for your store. Like build your community the way you want your community to be. We've obviously feel like we've done a good job of that with our local community. Like our locals used to be like 7 people, 6 people. When it first started, it was just me, Tanya, and Bruce, and sometimes Runt. And we would just like, it'd just be us jamming in the back of Dragon's Horde. And now we have 17, 18 people locals every Wednesday. So it's if you put in the effort, you'll get there.
Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff. We'll probably be skipping next week's OHANA Boys because Al and I will already be in Disneyland at the time that this normally goes up. So hopefully have some really good news that following Tuesday of some winning of the LCQ pods, deep runs into the main events, and
potential worlds.
Who knows? Maybe we lock it in worlds and win the whole thing. So
that'll be great.
We will do our best.
Zarek will be there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
we love Zarek.
Yeah, that guy.
On that note,
All right. Well, everyone have a great rest of the week, and we're gonna kick it over to Wonderland.
Wonderland.
Take care, everyone.
Peace.
Bald.
What?